Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear student. My name is Dr. Muhammad Adnan Asgar and I am working as Assistant Professor of Chemistry at University of Education Lahore. Today the topic of our discussion is symmetry under the subject of symmetry and magnetochemistry. So first of all I would like to introduce about the journal word symmetry because we need to learn the symmetry for bulky and the complex chemistry molecules. So for this we should have a clear picture of symmetry in our mind. For example, for centuries symmetry has remained a subject that fascinates philosophers, astronomers, mathematicians, artists, physicists, and more importantly the chemists. The ancient Greeks were downward obsessed with it, and even today we tend to side with symmetry in everything from our planning, our furniture layout to styling, even our hair. So, no one's surely why it's such a ever-present property or why chemist behind it seems to permeate everything around us. So here are the some examples for our understanding. Just be warned, once you are aware of it, you will likely have an uncontrollable urge to look for symmetry in everything around you. It means it will increase the aesthetic sense. Symmetry is associated with beauty, for example, flowers, diamond, butterflies, snails, shells, leaves, etc. All are beautiful things and created by the nature with perfect harmony and symmetry. Highly symmetrical because of the harmony and attractiveness of their forms and proportions. So here is the first example I would like to share with you people is the honeycomb. Not only are bees stellar honey producer, it seems they also have an art for geometry or symmetry. For thousands of years humans have marveled at perfect hexagonal figures in honeycombs and wondered how bees can instinctively create a shape humans can only reproduce with the ruler or and compass. The honeycomb is a case of wallpaper symmetry where a repeated pattern cover a plane. How and why do bees have a hankering for hexagons? Well, chemists believe that it is the perfect shape to allow bees to store the largest possible amount of honey while using the least amount of wax. Other shapes like circles, for example, would leave a gap between the cells since they do not fit together exactly. Other observations who have less faith in ingenuity of bees think that the hexagons formed by the ancient. In other words, bees simply make circular cells and wax naturally collapse into the form of hexagon. Either way, it's a product of nature and it's pretty darn impressive. So there is a sense of symmetry in even the honeybees. Does animal have the symmetries? Of course, yes. Most animals have bilateral type of symmetry, which means that they can be split into two matching halves. For example, if we cut or if we draw a line, we can see there is a two clear halves. If they are evenly divided down a center line, even humans possesses bilateral symmetry, and some scientists believe that a person's symmetry is the most important factor in whether we find them physically beautiful or not. In other words, if you have a lopsided face, you better hope you have a lot of redeeming qualities. One animal might be considered to have taken the whole symmetry to attract a mate thing too far, and that animal is the peacock. Darwin was positively peeved with the bird and wrote in 1860 letter that the sight of a feather in a peacock's tail, whenever I gazed at it, make me sick. So this is a aesthetically beautiful bird This is just because of the symmetry present among the animals. So this is another example of nature, which is the spider webs. There are more than 5,000 types of web spiders, and all create nearly perfect circular webs with almost equidistant radial spores coming out of the middle and a spiral wound to catch prey. Scientists are not entirely sure why herb spiders are so geometrically inclined, since tests have shown that these webs do not enchain food for any better than irregularly shaped webs. Some scientists theorize that the webs are built for strength, and the radial symmetry help to evenly distribute the force of impact when prey hits the web, resulting in less strips in the thread. But questions remains: if it really is a better web design, then why are not all spiders utilizing it? Some non-web spiders seem to have a capacity and just do not seem to be bothered. For example, a recently discovered Peru construct the individual species of its web exactly the same size and length, but it is just slap all the evenly sized piece into a haphazard web with no regularity in shape. So they would like to make a symmetrical web around their nest, so it may help to catch the prey, it may help to catch the food, it may help to protect them from the other harsh environment and conditions. So their symmetry is everywhere. Even the human beings are like to make symmetrical things. For example, the ball, you can see that it's quite symmetrical, and even the pandemic COVID-19, we can see the picture of the coronavirus, which is aesthetically nice. So there is a radial symmetry in the coronavirus. Coronavirus is a good example of radial symmetry. So now we are about to talk about the symmetry in chemistry. In this chapter, we are concerned with the determination of molecular symmetry, while molecular geometry is concerned with the shapes of molecule. Molecular symmetry has to do with the spatial relationships between the atoms in molecules. As we shall see, it is the three-dimensional shape of molecule that describes its molecular symmetry, and we can use a mathematical description of symmetry operations or symmetry properties, which would be known as group theory, and to describe the structure, bonding, and spectroscopy of the molecules. So group theory will help us to describe the complex structure and the bonding between the molecules and atoms, and even the spectroscopy of the many molecules. In our discussion, for example, we know that we already discussed that one of the way in which the symmetry of an object affects its chemical properties. When the symmetry of the three-dimensional box was lowered from cubic to form a paralleloparallel, some of the degeneracy in the quantum mechanical energy levels was lost as a result of symmetry breaking. The same property is also true of molecules. The more symmetric the molecules, the greater its degeneracy and the simpler the construction of its energy level. This is quite important. I would like to repeat the sentence. The same property is also true of the molecules. The more symmetric the molecule, the greater its degeneracy and the simpler the construction of its energy level. In large molecules having high degree of symmetry, we can therefore take advantage of symmetry relationships to the different atoms in molecules to simplify the chemistry and mathematical solution to the wave equation. The first step in the application of symmetry to molecular property is therefore to recognize and organize all the symmetry elements that molecule possesses. A symmetry element is an imaginary point. It's a kind of line or plane in a molecule about which a symmetry operation is performed. We can say that symmetry element is actually imaginary part, line or plane in the molecule about which a symmetry operation is performed. An operator is a symbol that tells you to do something to whatever follow it. Thus, for example, the Hamiltonian operator is the sum of its partial differential equations relating to the kinetic and the potential energy of the system. When we apply the Hamiltonian operator to the wave function of an atom, the solution corresponds to the total energy of system. A symmetry operation is a geometrical operation that moves an object about some distinguishable from original. This is the word indistinguishable. Indistinguishable means not identical. So when we apply a symmetry operation is a geometrical operation that moves an object about some symmetry element in a way that brings the object into an arrangement that is indistinguishable from the original. By indistinguishable, we mean that objects was returned to an equivalent position, one in which every part of the object has the same orientation and same relative position in space as did it in the original. On the way of determining whether the object was brought into an indistinguishable arrangement or shape is to close your eyes while somebody else performs the symmetry operation on the object. This is the quite better way to understand the symmetry in three-dimensional way. If when you open your eyes again you cannot tell whether or not the other person has actually done anything to the object, then the object has been brought into an equivalent arrangement and it is indistinguishable from the original. This would be the better explanation of symmetry. There are two basic categories of symmetry operations named number 1 transitional symmetry operations and number 2 point symmetry operations. There are the basic two symmetry operations. So first of all is the translational symmetry. Translational symmetry results from the movement of an object in space by a certain distance and in a certain direction. So examples of translational symmetry are the artificial ducks that might encounter in a shooting gallery. The ducks move in one continuous line at a constant velocity across the front of the target. If you were to close your eyes for just the right amount of time for a duck to move an integral number of places down the line and then reopened your eyes, you would not be able to tell whether any of the ducks had moved. This type of symmetry occurs within the extended lattices of the crystalline solids and leads to the classification of solid into space groups. So this is actually the generation of space group in the whole life of chemistry and physics as well, and it's very important to learn about the translational symmetry. But here in our main object is the second type of operation, which is the point symmetry. Point symmetry, on the other hand, occurs in molecules where there is at least one point in space that remains unchanged with respect to any symmetry operation. This is quite important thing to understand, that it is actually occurs in molecules where there is at least one point in space that remains unchanged with response to any symmetry operation. Snowflakes, here is a snowflake. Snowflakes are an excellent example of point symmetry. Each snowflake has a six-fold rotational axis. You can see in the pictures, it's quite obvious that there is a six-fold rotation in every snowflake. We can see it's very obvious, and we will let you know how to find the how many fold of symmetry is exist between the molecules and among the atoms. So this is actually the best example of point symmetry. Each snowflake has a six-fold rotation axis that passes directly through the center of snowflakes. If you are to close your eyes while some fictional Jack Frost rotated the snowflake by any integral multiple of 60 degree, and you then reopened your eyes, the snowflake would appear to be in a position that was indistinguishable from the original. So it is not identical, it is indistinguishable. It means we have done something on the molecule, and the positions of the atoms and the position or arrangement of the atoms has been changed from its original one. So if any molecule or atoms change its position while it is indistinguishable from its identical, it means we are doing something to that particular molecule or the object. In the case of point symmetry, all the symmetry elements that the object possesses must have at least one point in common. This is very important thing. They should have one point in common. This point occurs at the exact center or at the origin of the object. So here we can see that all the have a center point, and this is the common point in point symmetry. So this is the point symmetry. In this chapter, we are only concerned about the point symmetry of molecules. We are not need of translational symmetry, so we need to learn the point symmetry. We use the point symmetry operations present in molecules to classify them into a molecular point groups. This will help us to find the point groups in different molecules, and it is quite easy to learn how to find the point groups of any molecule. There are five kinds of point symmetry elements that a molecule can possesses, and therefore there are also five kind of point symmetry operations. So now we are going to discuss them one by one. What are the point symmetry groups and how we can find it in different elements and atoms and molecules. So first of all, we need to learn the objectives. What are the objectives behind the group theory? By studying this unit, we come across many of things which you are not aware of. For example, the significance of group theory for chemistry is that molecules can be categorized on the basis of their symmetry properties, which allows the prediction of many molecular properties. The process of placing a molecule into a symmetry category involves identifying all the lines, points, and planes of symmetry that it possesses. The symmetry categories categorize the molecules may be assigned to a known as point groups. So point groups are very important, and we will learn how to find the point group of any molecule. It allows you to determine that which vibrational transitions are allowed and which are forbidden on the basis of symmetric calculations. How EMR interact to show different phenomena like polarization, dispersion, refraction, etc. And moreover, how transitions and transition probabilities occurs, and this is all about the group theory that will help us to find the different properties of molecules by simple calculations. So first operation of the point symmetry is the identity. Identity, the first and easiest type of symmetry operation to identify in a molecule, is known as identity operation. The identity operation given the symbol E tells you to do exactly nothing at all to the molecule. This is very important. We need to learn this is actually doing nothing to any molecule. Therefore, every molecule, even one that is lacking any symmetry at all, has at least one, which is the identity, and only one identity operation. The identity operation is only required because it is necessary to satisfy the criteria for mathematical as well as chemistry group. Namely, that group contains at least one member that commute with each other to leave them unchanged. Thus, for example, identity operation for multiplication of a set of real number is 1 because multiplication of any other number by 1 gives back the original number. We will show in a later section that the complete set of symmetry operation for any molecule must always satisfy the following 4 requirements for a mathematical group: identity, closure, associativity, and reciprocity. So these are the different identity operations that we're going to learn in the final thing. In mathematics, an identity element is also known as neutral element. Is a kind of special type of element of a set with respect to a binary operation on that set, which leaves any element of set unchanged when combined with it. It is actually an operation which brings molecule back to its original orientation. So the simplest thing to know about the identity is doing nothing at all to any object is the identity. So it means every object have a one operation at least. It is identity. This operation does nothing. It is simplest of all symmetry elements. It is only the element or the operation possessed by all kind of molecules. It is denoted by E. For example, if we have CHBrFCl is a kind of molecule. Here is the diagram of this molecule. So there is no other operation found in this molecule. For example, we will let you know how to find the symmetry elements in a molecule. There are about 5 symmetry elements named as identity, plane of symmetry, proper rotation, plane of improper rotation, and plane of symmetry. So these are different 5 symmetry operations that is used for the determination of point groups in a molecule. So some molecules do not possess any kind of operations, but it only possesses identity because it's actually doing nothing with any molecule. So this is all about the identity. I will let you know the other symmetry elements in the next lecture. Till that, we should have a clear picture of symmetry in our mind, and we should have a good aesthetics to understand the symmetry and geometry of the molecule. So thank you very much.